2 anos depois estaria.
It's an object lesson, isn't it, Mark? When you hit a return down, move in. Don't admire it.
I was thinking how one big stride and Palmer was onto the volley. Knifed it down the middle.
Next, first service. (30-15).
I suppose Woodbridge and Bjorkman's best chance really is to keep holding on to their serve and hope to get into tie break, which is now not that far away, and who knows what can happen then.
40-15.
Serve.
Game. Bjorkman Woodbridge. New balls, please. New ball. Five games all, 4 seconds.
Well, the match is more interesting than that, I think. 5 games all. Anders Järryd on the left of your picture, the Swedish Davis Cup coach. Clearly having a look at his friend Jonas Bjorkman playing.
Playing in the over 35 event with Brad Gilbert.
There's 2 very different personalities. Jared Palmer serving. New balls, 5 all in the 4th.
Love 15.
Well, that's the first time in the set they've been ahead on the American serve.
And that ball's good as well.
Well, really goes for this return down the line. And look at it. Perfectly placed.
Well, this game's going very quickly as far as the Americans are concerned. And Bjorkman and Woodbridge
Love 40.
have 3 opportunities to come out and serve to make it 2 sets all. At 15-40, with the sort of serve that Jared Palmer has and the sort of partner he has, it's probably only 50-50 as to who will win this game, even though there are 2 break points.
(30-40).
One more break point. And he'd be the man you'd want returning.
Bjorkman Woodbridge lead by 6 games to 5. Fourth set. Johnson Palmer lead by 2 sets to 1.
The clouds have parted. The sun has come out for them. And that happened quickly, didn't it?
It certainly did. It has been doom and gloom, really, for the last half an hour or so for these two, but smiling faces, particularly from Todd Woodbridge, and how quickly that's changed. Mind you, it's Palmer's serve that has been the vulnerable one. That's the 4th time they've broken his serve. They've yet to break Johnson's serve in the entire match. And a little bit disappointing for the Americans, because they really made all the running in the 4th set. They certainly looked as though they were going to close the match out. They really had the biggest chance, I suppose, in the second game of the 4th set, when they had 15-40 on the Woodbridge serve. At that stage, they really could have closed, I think, the match out.
Playing against a lot of experience today, when you think about it. Jonas Bjorkman's won so many big titles, but Todd Woodbridge, he's won all of the slams and the Olympic Games in 1996. When they won the French Open in 2000, he and Woodford, I think that gave them a great deal of satisfaction to collect a full set of slams. So, a chance for Bjorkman to take us into a 5th.
No, this is some return, this. And it was Bjorkman who lost his serve in the last set, having broken Palmer's serve. So is this a rewrite of the previous set?
$15 all. $30-15.
Well, that was from the brick wall school of volleying. They weren't going anywhere once they'd established position.
$40-15.
So after that athletic overhead, fine movement. 2 set points, Bjorkman and Woodbridge.
Game on 4th set. Bjorkman Woodbridge. 7 games to 5.
Well, the Viking warrior returns. Bjorkman completely pumped up by that. How nice it feels to serve out comfortably when you're serving for the set. Very satisfying stuff.
I think how satisfying too to have turned the match around so quickly, because their body language really was rather depressing. They had the sense, I felt, that they were expecting to lose. They didn't know how the match was going to be turned around, and suddenly they hit that spark which we had seen in the early part of the match. First serves in, and we can see how the fortunes have fluctuated throughout the match. Now, the Americans dropped to 65%, whereas the Woodbridge combination has improved in that to 79%. The good sets at 1 and 2, and the second set 84% for Woodbridge Bjorkman. So really, that the serve percentages have reflected the pattern of the match. And we talk a lot about the serve
Time.
And of course, it's such a hugely important shot. It's the key shot, because it's the shot that starts the whole thing off. But clearly the return of serve is equally important. So for the Americans, it's a question now, I think, of really geeing each other up and getting that positive attitude again, and that belief that they can win or are going to
Final
win.
set.
Johnson starting the set as before. He's yet to lose his serve.
Love 15.
Good serve.
Love 30.
Now, you did this on purpose, didn't you, Mark? yet to lose his serve. And it's the returns down the line which are doing most of the damage to Palmer and Johnson here.
It just illustrates what momentum will do.
Let. Second service.
And I believe Jared Palmer in the crouching net position will probably try to cut off the down the line or stay where he is. That's magnificent play from Todd Woodbridge.
Well, Woodbridge has caught
Love
fire,
40.
and he comes up to this quickly. Early racket take back and a quick flick around the outside of the ball to create that angle. Just a little bit of topspin and side spin, which provides a bit of deception as well.
You don't have to brutalize the tennis ball to have effect. And they have 3 break points at the start of the 5th and deciding set. Oh, that is perfect doubles from both players.
First game, final set.
And all 4 of their returns not only came out of the center of the racket, but they all went into play, and that's 4 straight points.
And 4 straight games.
Such a lesson. Todd Woodbridge, he just delivers such a lesson to young players. Stop trying to hit the ball like you think Jim Courier did, and you think Andre Agassi does, and Sampras and all those boys. You've got to get it into play. Make the opponent play worse than you. That's a good way of winning. So often the final shot in tennis is a dramatic one, which is what people focus in on, but it's what gets you there that wins the point. Oh, Woody here. He knows how to beat people.
Love.
When the Woodies won their Olympic doubles title, I think they beat Tim Henman and Neil Broad in the final of that.
In Atlanta. You can always tell when a player's playing well, they can pick up the ball off the top of the net. But Bjorkman there really playing some great volleys moving the ball around the court. Delighted with his performance.
Game, Bjorkman Woodbridge.
Well, this is all about percentage doubles play out here. It's not about brutal strength and speed of ball. It's all about location serving and working with your partner. Completely different doubles to singles. And that's why we see so many specialists these days. I get the feeling that Todd Woodbridge could play this game until he's 50, 60 years old, and he has so much knowledge of the doubles game.
Well, he's right on the instinct level here. And he just checks here a little to get into position, and that is a remarkable shot. A joy to watch.
Plays a mean game of table tennis as well. It's got all that sort of touch and feel and little stuff around the net.
Well, there's 10 points in a row these two have won. Purple patch.
Love 30.
Watch the ball bring up the old titanium pigment here. Where do you go? Just pinging off the line. It's been important in this passage of play that they're dominating to make the most of their opportunity. Love 30. One break is never enough.
Bjorkman was moving
Love 40.
almost at the same time as his partner was returning down the line, ready for the interception. Love 40.
Out. 15, 40.
Well, they dodged one there, the American pair. Bjorkman will feel that he should have made that one.
Well,
this is the contest, isn't it? This is where it swings.
Huge point here. This is the third break point. If the Americans can get this, it will change their whole thinking.
Okay, well played.
Deuce.
It's almost as though they've looked defeat in the face and they now have got a new lease of life.
And they know that Todd Woodbridge is going to have to serve again.
Oh.
You're joking.
Well, this is the second one this game. Perfect flight. Right on the line.
It was coming down almost vertically at the end. That's how good a lob it was. And it came after a succession of well-struck ground strokes. Fourth break point. Oh, dear, dear.
Bjorkman Woodbridge lead by 3 games to love, final set.
Well, you're not supposed to be able to take Jared Palmer's first serve well placed and virtually half volley it for a clean winner on such a big point. He does it so much.
Well, he was at full stretch off the ground as well. Called dynamic balance, I suppose. His body was under control. Superb play.
It's all a bit happier in the camp now. Gary Muller coaches Jonas Bjorkman. He's in the cap, top left of your screen. Natasha Provis. She's the one with the bump just at the moment. Starting their family, her and her husband, Todd Woodbridge. Starting their family and getting on with it. Zara Rose is only a year and a half, and not long to go now for Natasha. Nicole Provis, of course, her sister, former Australian #1. And just making room for somebody to lead there is Petra Bjorkman. She can't overestimate the amount of, or the importance of the support that is given from all the teams around these players. But it doesn't feel too bad when your husband is serving with 2 breaks of serve in the 5th set for a place in the Wimbledon final.
love.
Some people, Mark, are easy to support and others aren't. Some people enjoy getting the support, and Bjorkman is one who, well, he's a great team man.
Love.
Yes, on that point, one sensed that in the Davis Cup match, Great Britain versus Sweden, that the Swedish team were very vocal. They were talking a lot, particularly with the captain on the court. Lots of exchange of ideas, very animated.
Bjorkman couldn't talk at the end of that match. He was hoarse. I tried to interview him. He couldn't say anything.
Love.
They lost the doubles, didn't they? That middle doubles.
They certainly did.
But Bjorkman had taken enough out of our 2 singles players that they both physically struggled on a final day. Henman and Ruzetsky.
And from there, the next 4 games went with serve. Bjorkman and Woodbridge won it 6 games to 2, putting out the defending champions, the top seeds, through to the final tomorrow, where they will face the #2 seeds, Mark Knowles and Daniel Nestor. So Todd Woodbridge on course for yet another Wimbledon title here. Well, throughout the championships, we've spotted a number of celebrity faces, and I'm delighted to say that joining me in the studio earlier this evening is Alistair McGowan's co-star, the very talented Ronnie Ancona. Well, Ronnie, it's lovely to see you and here at Wimbledon. You were tennis
It's lovely to be here. You look so incredulous when you say